Before students can learn how to put a halter on a horse's head, they first need to learn how to open and hold a halter properly in two hands, then put that halter in one hand. So first step, that's a lot harder than it seems like it should be, is opening our halter. If students hold the buckle and pull, they can pull as hard as they can if they're pulling on the strap and not have success. But we don't bend the strap. We hold the buckle, hold the strap, push the buckle. So that's how we open it. Next step is we find the round rings where our buckle and strap attach to, and put those rings face up in the palms of our hands. It's very important that these rings are held in the palms of their hands, face up, and not like this, or on the strap, or anywhere in between. So palms up with this strap back towards the tummy, not away from it. So as long as students are holding it like this, no matter their size, they should be able to get next to the horse's head, get the horse's nose in, and then flick that strap over so they can buckle it. Any other way of holding it, and they either won't get the flick proper, or it'll go on backwards. So palms up on the rings, and then while students are learning, you can have them all in a circle pretending that they're putting it on the horse's head. They can flick. I like to have them practice buckling. I like to teach them that we don't need to tuck that, buckling it's fine, and then maybe flip it over, scrunch it up, and then hand it over to the person next to them. So it all goes in a circle, and then again they have to practice finding the buckle, holding it properly, pushing the buckle to open it versus wrestling with the buckle. Getting palms facing up on the rings, and then again practicing that we're haltering, flicking. So once students are able to do that, we can then put the rings into one hand. It doesn't matter which. And then we would take our practice of maneuvering our horse to the test. So I need to be able to have those rings in one hand, accessible to two, so that I can walk over to the door, get my door open, and then have both hands available to maneuver my horse. Once my horse is maneuvered and I'm ready to put the halter on their head, it's really important that this halter is ready in this hand to quickly go to two hands and put it on. If it's not, the student might spend a few minutes getting the horse maneuvered or up out of their hay or around. And then if they're trying to figure out their buckle and where to hold it, it only takes a second or two before the horse is out of their zone that they've just maneuvered them into and back into their hay and starting over again. So once again, before we maneuver, we need to be holding the halter correctly and easily be able to go from two hands to one, and know that this hand goes under. We flick without letting this hand slide up off of that ring. So practice that before actually putting it on the horse's head. All right, my halter is in one hand. Now I'm separating it, going back to two. And now to get it on Show Me's head, my shoulder should be even with the cheek. If I'm short, it might be my head that's even with her cheek. I reach it up, get her nose in, and as long as my right hand is still on this ring, it is easy for me to flick, go all the way over her head, grab it with my left hand, and buckle. Getting close enough, having our hands in the correct spot, and making sure my right hand doesn't slide up that strap are the things that most commonly go wrong. Actually, I'm going to add one to that. Facing the horse's head instead of facing the same direction that the horse faces. A lot of times students will be facing the head, and then obviously the halter starts to go on crooked. But right hand going under, facing the same direction solves that common problem. All right, thanks.